All right, coming up in just a second. All right, here it comes. Grab your beers, grab your food, pizza, popcorn, whatever, and don't forget your beer. Oh yeah. Skinner. All right. Hey everybody, welcome. It's a Tuesday night here in December. Dark. It's dark in here. It's dark outside. One of the darkest days of the year, and right before Christmas time. And thought I'd throw a live stream together here to give you an update on to my channel and what I've been doing, where I've been for almost 3 months. It feels like. Or so. I don't know, since at least September, early October maybe. And why I have no videos out since then, and I have a whole list of topics here to share with you guys if you'd like to listen. And I'm also trying to read your comments here. I got a new setup here. I have behind me is one of the rooms I've had to remodel, which I'll get into in just a little bit here. I'm actually down in my office area. I'm actually at my work desk. It's a standing desk or a adjustable height desk where I have a monitor, my laptops, plural. I got 3 of them here, microphone, all this stuff here. So I might be sitting, I might be standing throughout this time, just to help my back out, my neck. I can't sit or stand for any length of time for too long. That's what age brings, I suppose, right? I hope you guys can hear me okay. And hope I'm coming in clear. I'm trying to, there's a chance you might get some ambient noise from my house here. I'm not using a headset or a noise canceling headset. I'm just using a Blue Yeti microphone here. And I am trying to not have it pick up too many other sounds. So I got a filter applied to a noise suppression filter applied to this microphone, so if I sound weird at times, that could probably be why. There's probably a background sound going on, like a washing machine or something that might be running that's causing my voice to come in and out. It's just what it is. Wow, boy, a lot of comments here from you guys. Let me scroll to the top really quick before this gets really long. I've been texting here or typing in with you guys for about 5 or 10 minutes already, so I'm not too far behind. Lots of good stuff here, everybody. Yeah, thanks for calling in. It's a busy time of year for a lot of people. Actually, I have this week off, which is one of the, which is not a rarity, but I don't get a whole lot of time off, and finding time to do videos, especially on this channel, let alone doing live streams, is hard for me in my schedule. You may have noticed almost the past 2 years now. About 2 years ago, I started a new job that's got me, almost underwater, just busy all the time. One of the busiest jobs I've ever had, and I'm not complaining. I love the work. I work from home. It's a lifestyle thing. But I knew when I took that job that my YouTube channel was going to suffer, and you probably have noticed in the past 2 years, if you were to look at my analytics or whatever out there, you'll probably see that I haven't made a whole lot of videos in the past 2 years. I'm lucky to get one out every couple months now, right? And I used to, for a while, I was putting them out about once a week, once every 2 weeks for a number of years, I think. Going back to 2012, I think, when I started this channel. So anyway, but I did have some topics I wanted to share with you guys before we go into too much of the Q&A and talking and hanging out and stuff. I actually had a cheat sheet here somewhere on my other screen. So that's another thing. I'm doing a multi-screen setup here, more of a studio like, where I have all my controls on one screen and other stuff here on this screen, and I can actually now not have to alt tab and flip it back and forth between windows to see things now. So that's good. I just got to remember which screen I'm looking at to find my information. So and I hope I set the latency on this live stream to be, I think, ultra low, so the real-time interaction should be a lot better. But it might come at disadvantage of quality for audio or video. It might get a bit blocky at times. I may get a little bit chattery or kind of blocky, I guess, possibly. So that's the downside to doing the ultra low latency chat, which I'm trying for the first time here. So anyway, so the big one, where have I been? Why haven't I made any videos for a while? And by a while, I think I actually released a video about a week after my birthday back in October. So around the first or second week in October, it's probably the last time I posted a video. And ever since then, my house has been turned upside down. I had a sewage main break right outside my house, and it backed up into our house 3 times over a 2-week period. And each time the plumbers would come out and say, "Oh yeah, that's no problem," and then they'd leave and then do it again. And finally got that fixed, the repair. But I also had to remodel my entire lower level here. This area that you see behind me again, hallway off to the side, and my son's bedroom down the hallways. It doesn't look like much, but there was a lot of other repairs I had to do or should have done and did do while the floor was torn out of here and everything was gutted. It was a good time to take care of some other things like patching the ceiling, fixing up some of the walls, squaring them up, making them smoother, those kind of things. And that took time as well. And I got photos and video I can share with you guys, time permitting, of the project. I was thinking about doing a video of the project until I realized how little time I had to work on it at all. So it took from early October till actually officially just last weekend before I finally did the final task of this remodel. And we're still not completely done here. I mean, we got to move all our stuff back into the house. We've done that, but we just got to find home for some of the stuff that we're bringing back in the house. We're trying to clean up a little bit to declutter and things. So we're still kind of going through that a little bit. And that's kept me away from doing videos. Now I have no shortage of videos to do. I have at least a half dozen videos in the works going back to last year at this time that I still have yet to edit and add narration and a intro and an outro for, and get them out to you guys. And it's a backup. And just like I had said, my my current job has been a big time sink for me. So, but I have this week off, next week off. I will probably trying to get out at least one video about a product that I've had since the beginning of the year. I got another video on another product. I got some food videos and food or grill equipment review type stuff to come out too. I just haven't had much chance. But I did notice I have been a little quiet here on YouTube. I've been posting occasional pictures on Instagram and Facebook and things, but I'm not a big fan of either one of those platforms. It's more of an outlet of this channel that I would post stuff there anyway. And a lot of times I post that same stuff here on my YouTube community tab anyway, but didn't have any time to do any videos. So let me take a look at some comments here. Yeah, welcome back. Oh, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for all your videos. Yeah, well, you're welcome, Dan. Aaron, yeah, you're welcome. Iroquois County, yeah. Larry's Mullet Hour, yeah. Well, you should see my hair about a couple of weeks ago before my wife had me cut it. It was actually getting pretty long. I was getting close to doing cornrows or a man bun or something like that. But you know, it is what it is. Let's see what else we got here, guys. Question from Jim Coleman. Beer question for you. If a grain bill for a Kolsch is mashed out, German hops used in boil, but lager yeast is used. It is just a bit too cold for ale yeast. Okay. Is it still a Kolsch or a lager? Oh man, I don't know. You have, I don't know. Grain bill for a Kolsch. Sure, I don't know. I've read different articles about that. I think it's traditionally a lager, but I've heard and read an article about a style done with ale yeast. I don't know. If it tastes good, try it. I don't know what it's called, but if it tastes good, call it your Frankenstein beer and give it a fun name, right? I mean, I had a couple of beers this year that I made fun of, right? If you guys remember the Wuhan Weiss beer I did in a live stream back in March, That was one of you guys had suggested that name for that beer, and and it stuck. It's my Wuhan Weiss beer. Then I did a COVID cream ale, which I ended up dumping because if you saw the video, I talked about this. I think it was a steam lid that was getting a lot of my chilling water, which had chlorine in it, into the actual brew kettle, and that ruined that batch. So I dumped that batch. So anyway, I think I did one more. So I think I don't know now. I have to think about it. It's been a long year. It's been a real long year. My occupation. Let's see. Well, I guess my job title would be a principal solution architect. Well, what does that mean? Well, it's like I take my experience in industry as an engineer and in engineering and manufacturing, and I translate that into software, services, solutions, software, all put together to help companies streamline and become more productive and better with their products and work to make everything work better, basically. So it's more. It's not IT. IT to me is more like OS and networking. This is more of a layer on top of that, where you take their customers' business processes and you map them to the software, not just the software that you sell, but software that they use for other purposes, and you have to integrate them together. So it's a lot of work. And it's the kind of stuff I do, and it's very demanding since I'm one of the people who are the architects responsible for its success. So it's highly stressful, but fun at times. Not fun sometimes too, of course. It is a job. Yeah, 2020 has been a long, crappy year. So before I get too much into the comments, which I'll come back to, some of you are probably wanting to know more about what I had on my list of things to talk about. So again, I was away. I had some remodeling work to do. Actually, well, let's share a little bit here, huh? You guys are probably tired of seeing my mug anyway. Let's see. So what I got here, yeah, you should all be seeing what I got here. So let me start from the beginning. So if you recall back in September and now October, I had a sewer line break outside my house that I had to dig up my porch and eventually repair it later, which was part of the work that I had to do. They had to put a clean out in order to unclog the line because my house didn't have a clean out previously, and that was not cheap. And the clean out, well, actually, first of all, the break was here. So that was the sewer main, if you guys can see that, the sewer main. And that's what was broken. And then they put a new clean out in, looking down about 6-7 feet. Do I have some video here? Yeah, so I got a little bit of video for you. And then when that was all done, I had to repair the porch. I had some joists that I had to span, some decking I had to replace, and that work was pretty straightforward and simple. I just I couldn't do it for a month because there were still some issues that we had to get resolved with the plumbing first. And then my house, I have a before video, which I don't think I want to share here. The house is kind of messy, honestly. But I will show you what it looks like when it's torn apart. So what you're looking at right here, this window and this ledge here behind me is this window and that ledge down here. So I painted I stripped the stain. I put some sanding, some white paint on them. I put the ledge back on. I repainted the room, tore off some old paneling that was in here, some old crappy wood paneling. So you can see over to the left here, laying against the wall. I had to tear up the carpet along the entire house and tear off all the trim. And then, do I got any more here? So then I did some painting here. So this shot of the new paint, and the ledge has been removed. I got all the flooring ready to lay out. So I had to clean the floor, which took a good long while. There was a lot of glue and adhesive and stuff I had to do to level the floors. That took a couple weeks of off and on effort. Do I have any video? Yes, I do. So I guess I'm just panning around the room here on some evening in October. I don't even know what the fall was like. It blew right past me. I was in my house working this entire time. I didn't even know what fall was this year. So then, what else I got here? And then the floor from my room that I'm in down the hall to my son's, what was my son's bedroom. Had it all gutted, right? And then I had to repair all the pop-ups from the carpet tacks and strips, right? So I had to fill all those in, and then there was a bunch of that. I mean, around the entire perimeter of the entire floor. So I had to go fill all that in and like grind all that down. And what else did I do? I started putting in the flooring down one run, down the longest length of the wall, which was this hallway. Then I ended up doing more. Yeah, that's pretty good. So that's a view looking into my room where I'm standing right now. And then it got to the point where I was doing the rest of the room. And so the flooring, that really took a toll on my back, because a tall guy squatting up down, it was just brutal. But when I got done, this is my son's room. I got through and I touched up the walls and put in the new flooring, the new trims, the new outlets, painted the doors, painted the door casings, right? The closets. That's my son's closet. All right. And then this is the empty room when it's almost done. So there's my desk there to the left, and put the ledge in finally, and I think we're all squared away and ready to move everything back in. I already got one piece of furniture in by that point, that desk off to the left there that you're looking at. That's where I'm at right now. And then eventually I started putting stuff back in here again. So this is it with the furniture back in. So I'm off to the left again, off camera here. That's my other desk for the family desk, bookshelf that we positioned and things like that. So a small house, so I have to multitask and repurpose everything in this house. So anyway, I hope that's enough for you, just to give you an update. But that's where I've been for the better part of 2.5 months. So what do you think here? Let me take it back. Look back up the list here. Let's see. So, still reading through all your comments. Man, you guys sure like to chat. Favorite Indianapolis brewery? Well, Indianapolis. I've been there a few times, and I've bar hopped and things. I actually can't even remember. I know they got Ram there downtown in Indy, but it's a Ram here in Schaumburg, by where I live too. I've been to a number of them. I can't remember them all. A couple of cities that have really blown me away in terms of the breweries and the number of them and the quality, not just the number, but the quality, was number one, Knoxville, Tennessee. Okay, and then Austin, Texas. I was totally blown away as to how many different types of places there were around, compared to where I live here. Now, around Chicagoland, now today, yeah, there's a lot of big name beer makers, Revolution and Goose Island and Half Acre and a bunch of others, right? And a bunch of smaller ones. But man, years ago, that was just Goose Island. That was it. And that was, things have come a long way. My favorite Chicagoland one, I don't, well, if it's fair game, I like to say my beer. But I know I could be biased. Let's see. Much love from Tyler and Haley in Indy. Hey, welcome. Clawhammer system review. Yeah, Sam, I get this question about every other live stream, and I would love to get one here to use. But I've reached out to Clawhammer a number of times over the years, and I just quit trying. Apparently, they're not interested in collaborating at all, so I just quit trying to reach out to them. So, oh well. I mean, I have a few other systems. My garage is getting full anyway. I got that Spike Solo this year, as well as the Blickman Breezy, right? And of course, I had the Grainfather from a few years ago. I got my DIY cooler system still out there. Not that I wouldn't turn things down. I would love to try a claw hammer system, but I can't justify the expense out of my own pocket to just do a review for something that can make beer just as good as the other systems I already have, right? So if somebody wants to put in a good word for me with them, that would be great. But I've quit trying. Let's see. 240 volt, 20 gallon system. Oh yeah, that's from yeah, okay. So the Brew Q, as you all know him, he got one this year. He's got his little brew shed out on his channel that he's done some videos on. It's pretty interesting. I don't have a shed to brew in, so I have to deal with my garage or in the kitchen stove or wherever I can find space for it, right? So do I ever have to go into a liquor store in 2020, or do I have enough reserves? Okay, so that's okay. That's a good segue into my next topic here. What a way to lead into this. So channel update is another thing I wanted to talk about here before I forget to bring it up before I'm done here tonight. So I still go to liquor stores, generally speaking, to get not just whiskey and stuff, but also beers, because I like to try different beers. There's some beers I like to drink. I'd rather just buy them and then have to brew them. Some beers I like only a 6-pack of. I don't want 10 gallons of, right? So there's that. Plus, it's a lot easier to buy some cans of beer on the way to a party or to a poker game than trying to keg or fill a growler up of your beer, which I still do, just not every weekend. So I still out my beer. In fact, I actually have, for those of you who want to see, my PBR can here. And you may be wondering, what the hell is he drinking PBR for? And it's also one of my bullet points to bring up as to why, but I'll get to that in just a second here. But so yes, I do buy liquor store, and I used to have enough in reserves. In fact, earlier this year, I had so much beer, I had hardly anywhere to store it. It was amazing because I was doing all these different videos on the Spike Solo and things, and just trying to get all this beer churned out. I actually had a huge backlog of beer. Now I have none. My kegs are dry. I haven't brewed since September. The last beer I made was that Munich Dunkel that I did that one video on. And that's all gone now as of about a month ago. And I've been dry ever since, which isn't a bad thing, because one of my problems I've been having is a sort of a weight, cholesterol, and GERD or acid reflux problem. So I had an annual exam recently, right, with my doctor. He said I should, because of my blood test results, I don't know what that's, the lipid profile. I have to drop some serious weight within the 6 months, or have to go on pills, which I hate taking. So I am now on not a crash diet, but I am no longer, well, okay, I do have a beer here, but I quit drinking the high calorie, high octane beers. Alcohol is pure empty calories, which is also a cause of my high triglycerides from what I'm told. So I got to get all that under control to avoid going on meds. So I've been a good boy since Thanksgiving. I've lost several pounds, probably 6 pounds or more already. And I'm eating smaller portions. I'm not trying not to drink at all, but if I do, it's only 1 or 2 beers, and it's something a little lighter. This is lighter, right, or some kind of low calorie beer. So, which puts me in a bind, because with this channel, it's BEER-N-BBQ. I want to do both, and don't know what my next steps are, because I won't be making any more beer for a while, unless I have. Well, actually, that's not completely true. I do have some ideas here. So what I got to do, at least for the first half of 2021. is find a way to keep my channel healthy and active and exciting and everything for you all without actually brewing or drinking. Actually, technically drinking beer. I guess I could brew beer, but who would drink it? No one else. It'd be hard to offload on people, especially in the middle of winter when there's people aren't walking by outside that you can throw beers at them on the sidewalk. So, so it's not gonna be that easy. So I'm gonna have to try to be a good boy and avoid brewing or making big dishes, except for Christmas, where I actually am doing an 18-pound, yeah, that's right, an 18-pound prime grade ribeye roast, boneless, all meat. And I might as well just tell you now because I'm going to do a video on it if time permitting, because it will be Christmas Day. So I'm going to shoot some footage of it, but I'm going to be cooking it sous vide style on my Blickman Brew Easy. Yeah, how about that, huh? So I got these electric brew systems, which are perfect for sous vide. And you might have seen I did at least one, I think maybe more sous vide video, but I know I did one earlier just this year, I think, on the Grainfather, where I did some Chicago-style Italian beef sandwiches. Right, so I put the roast in the bag, put the bag in the Grainfather, and let it steep for hours until it was perfectly pink, and then I seared it on a flat top. Right, this is going to be something similar, but I have an 18-pound. I mean, this thing is huge, or even bigger. So I'm going to put that in my 20-gallon, or actually it'll be a 15-gallon Blickman mash tun, but it's part of the 20-gallon. Actually, no, it's part of their 10-gallon batch size system, which is actually a 20-gallon kettle and a 15-gallon mash tun. But it's going to go right up in there, and I'm going to cook that thing. I'm going to put my spices and my herbs and everything in that bag. Put that thing in there early Christmas morning, and by Christmas afternoon, it'll be done. And I will be searing it on my Kamado over some high heat to give it a nice sear and some color. And that is going to be hopefully perfectly juicy and pink end to end inside that roast with a nice little bark on the outside. That's my goal. So cross my fingers and hope it turns out well. But so I got to come up with some new ideas for videos to keep things going for the next several months. So I want to run some of these past y'all since you're here. So topics that don't require me to drink or make beer, or actually make beer often. All right. So obviously I could do more live streams for a while. I could do live streams. I could do just chats, regular ones like this. Maybe we could come up with topics. Maybe we can find a topic that I can talk about for 5, 10, 15 minutes maybe before an open dialogue, or maybe have the open dialogue and then go into something about a topic maybe that's a bit more detail at the end of the second half of the live stream. Something like that maybe, right? I can dabble with that. That doesn't require me to make beer or drink beer. Another thing, I was going to do some more... Maybe focus on more food videos than brewing topics this winter. Now, because I got to eat still, I'll just eat stuff that's either not so bad for you, or if I do, it'll be smaller portions. I mean, I got to feed the family too, right? So I'm still going to be cooking. So I might do some food videos, some kind of more maybe because it's the middle of winter now, maybe some indoor comfort food type videos, maybe some homemade pizzas, which I probably still do on the grill. Maybe some homemade pastas, some breads, and pot pies, roasts, stews, chilies, those kind of things, maybe for just a little bit. Another idea I thought, if I was going to do some brewery day videos, is that I would brew a beer with a long lead time. Like I saw in the chat earlier, to me. Okay. I lost my stream there for just a minute. Hope I didn't drop out on you guys. I should still be there. Okay. Probably should have just come back here, huh? Sorry about that. I forgot. I'm looking at two screens. I told you already, right? It's hard to tell. So where was I? I got sidetracked by that stupid internet. Oh yeah, I was going to do a couple of videos on long lead brews. So maybe a bourbon maple stout, something like that. Something that will have to age in the bottle or in the keg for several months, right? Maybe I'll do some traditional style lagers that take a couple of months to settle out and lager, right? I can try that. And some other ideas was maybe some educational videos. I mean, some of my more popular videos on my channel back in the day and still today are, somebody mentioned they watched my all grain basics video from 5 years ago. Maybe I'll start doing some of those educational type topics. Maybe show a little bit about extract brewing, partial mashing, concentrated wort boils, chiller, something to do with immersion chillers, because I'm a fan of them. I've been working with Clay over at Jaded a little bit, talking about maybe some ideas about a collaboration with Jaded to go over some of the physics and behind all of how chilling works, and maybe something along those lines, maybe. But anyway, so those are some ideas. I got one more idea. Now, don't be sipping your beer, because I don't know if you'll laugh at this, but I have this idea. Okay, so if any of you are into the food side of YouTube and you guys follow a guy named Justin at Baby Back Maniac, he actually did a number of videos, sort of like a video series called Pimp Your Grill or Pimp My Grill, where he was showcasing people who are his viewers who actually had nice grills that they customized or did something to them to make them special and cool. And he sent them so they sent him the video clips, and he did like videos showing and highlighting some of his viewers' rigs. So I was thinking of doing the same thing with our home breweries. So I have this working title for this project called Bitchin' Breweries. Bitchin' Breweries. So it's a video series where you can submit videos of yourselves, or photos if you're shy on video, but submit to me possibly your homebrew systems and what you're proud about it and what you think is cool about it, and talk about it, right? And then I'll do a video series every so often where I'll take 2 or 3 of these submissions per video, and I'll do a little show and tell for you and show you what others like yourselves are doing out there for brewing. Just want to know what you think of that, so start typing away down here in the comments and let me know. But I think that might be fun. Something fun, right? It's not. I try to do fun videos, but I think that would be truly fun, right? Just for the sake of fun. And maybe there's something to learn there as well from those people, right? Like yourself, who would submit something. So let me know what you think of that idea. That's been on my mind for a good year or two now, and I just haven't been able to execute on it. But now, with this constraint of not being able to make brewing videos as much, I think I might take advantage of that. Let me get caught up on some of your emails or your text messages here, just so I don't get too far behind. And again, I mentioned this on past live streams, not that this is a big deal for the money, but for me. But if you want to get my attention, there's this thing called Super Chat somewhere down there in the bottom of your chat window. And if you want me to actually see your comment pop up at the top of my screen so I can see it above all others, feel free. I mean, I'll take a look at them first, of course. PBR, yeah, this is going back a ways. I've been drinking PBR a lot. I think my tastes have changed. When I first started getting into brewing, it was all about the hops, some bitterness, but more of the aroma and flavors. And that was back in the late 90s and early 2000s when it was a whole different ballgame. And a pale ale today or an IPA today is not what they were back then. They've gone so much overboard with the hop loading on these things, which is good in some ways, but I just got tired and burned out of it. So I've kind of swung back. If you might have noticed, I started doing lagers a year and a half or so or two ago in my pressure fermenters, and I love them. And I'm able to make clean, refreshing lagers. I made a light Munich Helles a couple times with great success. I was thinking about doing something like a PBR like a rice beer, not really a PBR clone. I mean, if I want PBR, I'll just go buy a case of it. But something along that genre of sort of a light rice based, low calorie maybe beer. Even maybe I'll try to brew a low cal beer. We'll see how that goes, right? Um, see. Oh yeah. Oh, Peoria. Yeah, the PBR brewery burned down years ago. I mean, that was decades, wasn't it? Because I mean, I thought. I mean, I don't know. PBR was a big thing in the 70s and 80s, and then by the time I started to drink in the 90s, the it was like the running joke of beers among others, right? Oh, PBR, hams, all that stuff was kind of laughed at by those who were the beer snobs. But honestly, today I find myself reaching for the case of Pabst or a 12-pack of Pabst more now than I do other beer styles. And that's just, maybe it's just a phase. Who knows? Yeah, but PBR on draft is the way to go. In the can, it's not the same. All right, so let me go down the list here. Oh yeah, sorry guys. I'm sorry. I'm finally starting to read your comments about me not showing my face. I apologize. Um, let's see what else we got here. Going down the list, looking for Chad. Chad would drink my beer. Chad would drink my beer, but Chad's one guy, and he's got working on of his own. He's been working on his house this year too, so uh, I don't know if he's got much time to hang out this time of year. In fact, I will see him Friday for Christmas here at my house, so maybe he'll show up as a cameo in that video that I do for it. Brian Doherty. Brian Doherty, I live close to you. Take one for the team and drink your beer. Thanks a lot, man. Um, yeah, make smaller batches. That's an idea, but I kind of for all the effort to put together a batch of beer, I might as well just make as much as I can possibly do. It doesn't cost a whole heck of a lot more, and um, I mean, if I brew a 3-gallon batch of beer, it's probably going to still. I'm torn because it's like it's not efficient for me because I got to pull everything out of the closets and away from the walls and set everything up and run hoses to my spigot outside my house since I don't have any water in my garage and all this stuff. And it's a huge challenge to brew a small batch of beer like that. So if I was to do a 3-gallon batch, I might do it on the stovetop, maybe even as an extract beer. Maybe that's possible, but I don't need the temptation. I just don't. Plus, if I'm trying to avoid drinking beer, even if it's just 3 gallons, it might sit there for so long, it might just go bad. Um, I got look at that. I got from the Brew Q, 1999 super chat. Thank you so much. Super chat in the bottom right corner with the $sign. Merry Christmas, Larry. Let's do a compilation sometime. Yeah, I gotta find my way down to Texas, man, or vice versa. You gotta find your way up here. Yeah, but yeah, I still got to do my collaboration with Brian at Short Circuit of Brewers. Yet we were a day away from road tripping out there back in March when this whole COVID crap all came crashing down, and just threw a wrench in the rest of all of our years, I imagine, right? But thank you so much for the money, much appreciated. Um, let's see. But it's definitely my health. That's definitely the most important part here because I'm trying to seriously try to lose some weight here. So Yeast and the Beast says, I used to work in a pizza place and made some amazing pizzas. So did I. Yeah, high school, man. And I was pizza cook at a Italian restaurant in my hometown. And that's where I got the basics for making pizzas the rest of my life. I started making them at home once I learned how to make them there, and now I just pretty much make them similarly today. But I actually, if you ever had or heard of a chain called Aurelio's, Aurelio, they're a chain that started here near my hometown. And so the pizza styles I make today for thin crust mimic that style chain. It's kind of a sweet sauce with a soft and hard cheese blend. So you get that crunchy, crispy, caramelized cheese crust on top and that nice, so good. I'm getting hungry thinking about it. Darn this diet. Let's see here. Keto Larry from Ben. Okay, you know, look, guys, I did the protein diet a number of times back in the 90s when it was known as the protein power plan. And prior to that, it was known as the Atkins diet, right? I mean, it's the exact same thing. And they just give it a new name every 10 years. It works great for me, each time it worked great for about a month. Lose about 20 pounds really fast. Problem is, it's a very expensive diet because you're always eating meats and eggs and stuff like that. And you don't get to eat any breads. Your calories got to be a little bit less than 10 grams or something of carbs, or 3 grams of carb a day or something like that. Anyway, that completely excludes beer. I just take it to what I've been doing is I just quit drinking sugar, eating candy, no potato chips, no, fried foods, beer, for the most part. And I've already lost 6 pounds. I picked up a new hobby this year called disc golf. For those who don't know what disc golf is, it's like you take these little frisbees. I have a whole backpack full of like a dozen different disc golf discs that I go out. Even today, I spent several hours. I played 36 holes, burned a lot of calories walking, right? Throwing the frisbee, chasing after it, throwing it again. And that gets me out and about too. So I'm down 6 to 8 pounds now after a few weeks. And that's a lot for not going on the keto and just cutting my portions and excluding all the junk foods and stuff. So I'm at a good clip. I think I should be there okay without having to go into that whole keto protein thing. A low cal beer. I was thinking about doing that. More water and pH videos. That's another interesting topic from Heather. That's a good idea. I do have a pH meter I actually used for my Munich Dunkel recipe that I was planning on doing a video on, and then this whole thing came crashing down around me in this house, right? So I haven't gotten back to that yet. So that could be added to the list of things to talk about too. I'm no water expert though, so I don't know if I should be the one making a YouTube video on water when I'm just sort of like an intermediate water user. I could give some bad advice, right? But YouTubers giving bad advice, there's lots of it out there anyway. The East and the Beast says he makes brewing videos. I got another super chat. Sorry, I didn't see this from USM Mike 1. Is that the U.S. Marine Corps? Or USMC Mike. Hey man, huge fan of my page. I use your spreadsheet all the time. Most user-friendly brewing calculator there is. Thank you for the promotion or the plug. Much appreciated. I'm glad you like it. It's a labor of love. I make no money other than some generosity of you folks out there, like yourself, throwing a bone my way on PayPal or on super chats like this. This is excellent. Thank you very much. I could go into all the talk and discussion about the spreadsheet you want at the end of our little chat here, if you want to stay on and we can keep talking. Don't want to sidetrack everybody here, but I do appreciate those kind words. And I do agree. I think it most user-friendly. I guess that's debatable, but in my opinion, I think it's the most accurate. And I'll stand by that. My brewing calculator can almost dead nuts hit my numbers with my spreadsheet, and using other programs, no. So I do take pride in that, at least. So thank you. So the East and the Beast, he says he makes brewing videos. However, he does not try to teach anyone anything. Somebody learns from watching you do something. Exactly right. I'm kind of torn by that, right? Because I understand the thought process, because you just do what you like. But sometimes if I were to do that, I would have videos that go on for 45 minutes and just me rambling like I am now doing this. And I tried to make videos that I would personally like to watch at some point in the future. All right. Try to step out of my own shoes and out of my head and look at the topic that I'm going to do and say, is this a topic someone might want to watch a video on? And if it is, what do they want to see about it? So I try to put some education, and I try to keep my videos moving and not dragging as best I can. So I do a lot of editing, jump cuts and things, and that eats up a lot of my time. Most of my time is spent editing on the back end rather than just filming. But I think the result is better in the end, and it makes better quality and videos for what I do. But I am so tempted just to hit play, or I'm sorry, just to hit record and just do stuff. And like this. This is fun. I don't have to do much prep work. I just have to make sure my cameras are working, my audio is working, all my materials all lined up, and everything's going. And I just go, right? A little bit more involved in that because I have to learn how to use the studio software and all the hardware connections and all that. But that's all back end stuff that I don't want to bore other people with. But cool. What else we got here, guys? So from Heather Thiessen, side-by-side pressure fermentation versus lager comparison. Now, yes, that's a great idea. I just, however, earlier this year, I don't know if you are a subscriber of my YouTube channel, or did I actually? You are a subscriber. I don't know if you've probably seen my video though on the oxidation video that I did, where I showed a batch of good beer, and then about 2 months later, it shows the same beer all brown and skunked up. And that was from oxidation. And what that was my experiment doing that very thing. I actually did do a Munich lager. I think it was Munich lager, pressure fermented. And I did one lagered. But the problem was the pressure fermented keg was already long gone, long before the lagered one was ready to drink. And the lagered one also went bad too. So to get them side by side will be kind of hard to do, because that would mean I have to make 2 separate batches of beer, one 2 months earlier, and one for the lagering, and one 2 months later for the pressure thing. So there'd be variables at play, the different days, different grains, maybe a lot of unknowns and extra variables. May not make the best comparison, but I have tried to do that and I failed. So I would like to try it again. I just don't know when I'll be able to do it now with my diet here I'm trying to maintain. What else we got here? A sewer main break. Yeah, I had a sewer main break. And I don't stop. Well, so Mike L. Fernandez is asking if I stop because it's cold outside. I slow down because it's cold outside. I still brew in the wintertime. It's just a pain in the ass. I actually have to go bring buckets of water from in my house, from my kitchen sink, and bring them out there one at a time and fill up and bring them back in to dump them. Now, because if I left them out there and dump them out in my yard or my driveway, I just get a sheet of ice everywhere, right? If it's that cold. So I do slow down in the wintertime, but I don't stop brewing. I'm just stopping now because I'm just trying to lose weight. Let's see, what else we got here? Let's see. Fermented. Yeah, so okay, Yeast and the Beast. He ferments this thin crust in the fridge for 3 days. That's for your pizzas? Well, I do the same. Not for 3 days. I used to do a slow rise yeast when I was using fresh yeast a long time ago. Not fresh yeast. I was using active dry yeast. Like the little yeast jars and packets. But for the past several years, I've switched entirely over to natural yeast starter. Right, so I have a quart jar of starter in my fridge. I pull out and I feed it every week or two, and I'll use that in all my recipes, from doughs to rolls to pizzas. And so mine tend to ferment overnight, using a very small starter to start it really slow, so I don't have to refrigerate it. But if I was using fresh yeast, yeah, I'd probably refrigerate it for sure. That like slow cold fermentation just develops so much more flavor. Getting hungry thinking about it. Let me jump over to another topic really quick, because I'm trying to get caught up here, but I also don't want to sidetrack from some of the other topics I wanted to bring up. So in regards to my brewing spreadsheet again, thanks to a lot of you sending me emails and other messages and other ways, proposing changes or asking for enhancements, or even actually providing actual code that you've written to to put in my spreadsheet. Much appreciated. It's really cool that you guys are wanting to contribute. Problem is, it's like I have a backlog of such enhancements already that I just struggling to get to. I think I released my latest version 3.6 a couple months back, and I already have a list of stuff to add to the next version. So it's just going to take time to get to it. Again, it's not a top priority of mine. It's a labor of love. And if it feels like I'm being pushed to do something, like anybody, you kind of want to procrastinate and push it off. And right now, I'm hoping to get to it, but I got a bunch of videos I need to edit. I got some topics for new videos to come up with. I got my work to think about. I got a kid going to college in this coming next fall. I got to start figuring out how to pay for that. We're going to try to move this spring, so I have a lot on my mind. I hope to still find time to do that, though. Just don't know when. So anyway, let me go back to the topic here. So I saw some comments about video editors in here. Some of you guys are other YouTubers, right? All right. So the BEER-Q, he switched over. I said, give it a shot. It's free. It's professional grade editor. Adobe Premiere, I used that for a month, one of those free trial demos. I was getting pretty good at it because I was using Adobe Premiere Elements before, which was the lower cost version, the more scaled down version. So it was a natural progression. But honestly, $600 a year for a subscription for a YouTube channel, it just seemed overkill. And so I started looking for other editors. I've been through probably a half dozen since I started this whole YouTube channel. And now I've settled on DaVinci Resolve for the past 2 years now, maybe. I've been doing, and the reason why is that it can do all the stuff that Premiere does. It can do stuff that Premiere can't do, and vice versa. I'm not trying to say it's better. I'm just saying it's free and it can do the same stuff. Now I upgraded to the studio version, which costs a few $100, but I got a lot of extra features with that. I got the ability, off to the side here is my desktop workstation. I'm on my laptop one now, and I can actually open the editor here and there, and I can edit in either place. I can take this laptop, take it with me, edit it, and it will work from that server over there, and I can actually send remote renders to that faster machine and do all kinds of really cool things with it now. And that's been a huge productivity enhancer for me. Let's see. So if you want my advice and you're tired of paying for upgrades for your video editors, go for it, man. Give it a shot. It's free. You have nothing to lose except time. Oh, thanks, Bro Darte. I hope that pronounced that right. I don't know your real name, but if you donated through PayPal, I probably do know it if I were to look it up. Thank you very much. $50 through my PayPal account. Man, you bet, man. Thank you. That's my Christmas gift. Not one can afford kids' shoes. No, awesome. Thank you so much. Awesome. All right. So let me go down the list here. You guys are like talking about video editors still here. Okay, hold on. Going down the list. Yeah. Testing. Oh man, multi. Okay, you guys keep on talking about video editing. I could do an actual video about what I do for YouTube if you guys want to see something like that. Maybe. I mean, that doesn't involve drinking and brewing beer. If you want to see what I do to prepare a YouTube video, I can do that. I just got to figure out how to film me filming a video, filming me editing a previously filmed video. I got to think about how to do that. But I could do a little walking tour of my studio, which really is not really a studio, but I can walk through the equipment that I use, the software tools that I use, and my process. Now, there's a lot of YouTube channels that are only solely about YouTubers and video creators and how to do better video editing. I'm not trying to compete with them in that realm at all. I just want to show you what I do. A day in the life and mind of Larry. Oh, that might be kind of scary. Yeah, and so I think it would be a good idea for new people who want to start up. When I started doing this in 2011 or 12. I think it was 12, early 12, late 2011. I was starting to do some food videos, got into the brewing after the food videos started doing both, and then the ratios kind of went from more food to less beer to more beer, less food because of just the demand from the audience wants to see more brewing videos than they do cooking videos. So I've been trying to say, oh, thank you very much, Cameron Medry. Thank you for all your effort in making videos. It's absolutely inspired me into the hobby. Have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you as well. Well, first of all, you're welcome, and then thank you for the $10 Canadian. I think that's what that is, right? CA, yeah. So thank you so much. I much appreciated, and Merry Christmas to you all, you all, everybody out there. It is Christmas, and it's only a few days away, and quite frankly, I feel like I'm just getting around to celebrating the year, basically. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, my fall was shot doing remodeling work. I barely saw the daylight outside sometimes. Now it's dark out all the time, so now I don't see daylight much. But to be optimistic, it's the end of the year. It's Christmas season. Be it more upbeat. Be happy for what we got. Take stock in your life. Don't let all the crappy stuff weigh you down from the big picture of things, right? You definitely don't want to get sidetracked too much, especially around Christmas time on crap that at the end of your life, you think back and never say, I wish that you spent more time at the office or spent more time away from home or away from the family, right? So you definitely want to keep a perspective, and this is a good time of year to reflect upon that. So if you haven't done that, do so. I'm going to try. Sean Wolf. Hey, man. My old buddy and my former neighbor, Sean, one of my early super fans. He was one of the first guys that bought one of my BEER-N-BBQ hoodies when I first started offering them on Teespring. So I don't know if he still has it, but hey, that's cool. Hey, Sean, man. Nice to hear from you again. I mean, I got his phone number. I mean, I guess I could call him too, right? I guess, but this is still cool. Talk to him through here. So Yeast and the Beast has got a similar profession as I. Yep, IT business. Yeah, again, it's like we bill ourselves as a services organization, a software and services company. The way they market things where I work, it's not really IT. IT is the lower layer. It's the one of the lower levels or layers of the stack, they call it, of what we do, but it's still software or IT. You have to have IT knowledge. You need to have something along those lines to sell and consult and deploy software, right? So yeah, totally. Shotgun a beer. No, just kidding. That was about empty anyway. Let's see what else we got here. Got a note from Jeffrey Pence saying, "Hey Larry, love the videos. How important would you say temperature controlled fermentation is starting out in brewing?" I just got into it, and I'm about 8 months into all grain brewing. Temperature controlled fermentation, I've never done it, and I've been doing this for over 20 years now, which reminds me for another topic. I hope I don't forget. I'll put a pin in the other thought I just had, hopefully, and come back to it. But I've never done it because I haven't needed to. I live in a Midwestern climate, right around northern Illinois, where I have a basement where it will stay in the 60 to 70 degree range year round. It'll be a little warmer in the summer, a little cooler in the winter, but it's generally perfect ale fermenting temperatures. And the only time where I feel like I want to do any temperature control, like for example, if I was doing like a Hefeweizen that I wanted to get some more clove or banana characteristics out of, I would make sure I would monitor the temperature, and if it's too high or too low, I would move it to a different part of the house to give it a little extra warmth. I mean, yeah, it's a little laborious, but never had a need for a full size or full time refrigerator for temperature control. And I'm not big into the glyco chiller things because they're freaking noisy and they're messy and they take up space, and I don't have any space or room in my house for such noise. So it'd have to be out in the garage, and my garage is getting kind of full. So I just got to be a little wary of what I bring into my house or my garage because I'm running out of space slowly but surely, right? Um, so how important it is, I'd say not as important as you think. It's really important to stay within your yeast's temperature range. So whatever yeast strain you're using, it's important to stay in that range for best results. But there's so many things to worry about when you get into brewing. Sanitation, right? If you're getting into all grain like you are, you want to learn how to dial in your extract efficiencies and get repetitive results from making the same beer back to back or over and over and getting the same numbers. So you want to work on your consistency, your quality of the brewing process, the sanitation. Make sure you get good, clean tasting, unoxidized beer at the very end that will last you a while. And then, go back and if you want to do lagers, you can do pressure fermentation at room temperature, like what I've been doing as my choice rather than using a fridge. But if you want to go get a fridge and get a temperature controller for it and control it that way, that's perfectly fine. In my opinion, that was not the first thing I did. In fact, I still, after 20 years, haven't done that yet. And I make great beer, I think. So, let's see. Have I tried a Kivik or Kivik? I can't even pronounce it right, but I have not. Oh, have I tried one? Yes. Oh, yeah, I've tried them. There was a brew pub in Chesterton, Indiana. I did a video on back in February and March where I went out there and we brewed a batch of one of my beers on one of their brew systems, right? And that was their secret. That they use Kivik yeast for all of their beers except for the beer that we made, which was a Belgian wit beer, which required a Belgian yeast strain. But generally they use the Kivik because they want to ferment at 80 plus degrees to ferment the beer fast, get it back, get it brewed, fermented, and kegged within record time, within a week to 2 weeks, rather than waiting 3 and 4 weeks, because they are a business and brew pubs need to have so much space. They need to turn over the product. So it made total sense. And so I've had some of their beers and most of them were made with that strain. Yeah. And they all were fine, all fine. Never tried myself to brew with one yet though. That's the problem. So I got a suggestion from Ryan Myers saying, Larry, try brewing some carbonated hop tea for weight loss, lose some weight, and still make recipes. I thought about getting into kombucha. This is maybe something like that. It's not carbonated hop tea. That does sound interesting, though. I may have to look into that, but I was thinking about doing some fermented tea. How about that, huh? I love fermentation. From my Tabasco sauces and other hot sauces that you ferment to natural yeast starters for like breads and doughs and things, as well as beer. Oh man, I mean, it's like a great invention when the human race. They discovered fire, they discovered the wheel, but when they discovered beer, oh boy, that really helped civilization out, didn't it? Anyway, yeah. Somebody's working on Matt, he's working on a Arduino-based spunding valve. Have I done any control with Arduino? I have not, but I know Brian at Short Circuit Brewers did a live stream talking with, I guess, the owner, operator, or inventor of some type of brewing machine spunding. I didn't know what it was anymore. It was a few months ago. I have to go back and look at that again. But no, have I? No, I have not. Beer me to enjoy. That's Robert. He was one of he was the only fan that showed up that day, I think, aside from fans who are also extended friends of family members and other friends, right? But yeah, he came all the way out there from Illinois by my house, went all the way out there to hang out with us for a day. It was a great time and a great place. Absolutely right. So if you live in, Jim O says he lives in Chesterton. Yeah, go back to February or March. I made it. I don't know if I made a 2-part video, like a part 1 where we brewed it and a part 2 where we went back, or was it one long video of both parts together? I cannot recall, but just go back and search for Chesterton Brewery on my channel, or just scroll back 8, 9, 10 months. What else we got here? So you guys, how the hell do you tag people? Okay, you use. Oh, you already told me. There you go. It's the at symbol, the little at symbol above the two. You got to type the at symbol and then start typing the username, and it'll fill in a drop down that you'll see people in the chat who meet that criteria, and you can pick which one it was that you're trying to address. So, all right. So just do a quick time check here. It's been just over an hour. I touched all the points I was trying to make here. I wanted to give you all an update on what was going on with me and why I've been away and why I kind of haven't been, for one, I haven't been making as many videos for a couple of years, like I said earlier, because of my new job. Now with the remodeling from the damage to my house a couple of months ago, I've been out from that. And now with right here in the middle of winter now, just starting up here and the darkness and everything, in the cold, I got heat in my garage, but no water supply. So any brewing I do again is going to be kind of extra hard to do. So if I choose to brew in the wintertime, it's for a very specific purpose, not so much for fun, for fun's sake, because it's a lot of work. But you know, you get a little stir crazy in January, February. Who knows what can happen? I might brew a lot because I might be going crazy from being in the house all the time. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, don't get burned out. Yeah, take breaks. Yeah, better to do that than disappear for months like some do. Well, some people disappear for more than months. Some people just never come back. Do you guys remember? Oh, I don't know. You guys probably remember a number of channels that you can enter in the chat window that have come and gone. Terpsy Korean Kid was one of the early homebrewing channels that I was watching when I started 8 years ago, and I looked up to him because he had 17, 18,000 subscribers. I had none. And I was like, wow, I want to get to his level someday. And then by the time I passed him up, he had stopped uploading videos. Beer Geek Nation, he had 40-something thousand subscribers several years back, and he stopped. Beer by the Numbers, a guy named Ryan, and he was doing some great videos there, but I warned him to slow down because he was trying to put them out every week or twice a week, and the type of video he was doing was a lot of research and video editing. And I'm like, man, you're going to burn yourself out. Well, he quit posting. So a lot of them out there, I just don't want to become another number, because if I you guys are typing quality, yeah, quality over quantity helps too. So that's another thing. I mean, some people are just spitting out homebrew Wednesday, just give an example, but weekly videos. But that's good for your existing fans. But what you want to do is put out videos that attract new viewers, new subscribers. So you want to do a balance of both. You want to do the fan favorite stuff. You also want to try to go outside the comfort zone, so to speak, and try to make topics and videos on topics that will appeal to more people, so you can get more people into the club, right? And get them involved. The Yeast and the Beast, shout out for some of the small guys. Yeah, well, just being here in the chat. Okay, well, that's an idea. See, now, going back to about half hour ago, if you recall, I was talking about doing the Bitchin' Breweries idea. Where I'm going to be asking for submissions from any or all of you to submit a short video, probably 5 minutes long or so, of your brew system, and to show off, to brag. This is my DIY system, or this is my XYZ system that I paid X amount of money for, or here's what I did to modify my XYZ system for my process. And you kind of go through all that, and maybe I'll start doing that. I think I'm gonna have to create like a submission box or a upload website where you guys can upload these submissions to. You posted a video today, huh? Yeah, okay, well, there you go. So that, and anyone else, I think that would be great, to get some exposure. And who wouldn't want to see what other people are doing, right? I mean, I get pictures from some of you out there through Instagram or Facebook or email, wanting to share what you guys have done, and it's cool to see that stuff. So if it's cool to see that stuff, from what I think it's cool to see, I think maybe other people would also want to see some of that too. A classified section on my website, like a classified section. You mean like a Ashley Madison kind of thing? Classified, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'll think about it. But see, but that takes time too. You know, if I was to do that, I'd have to figure out maybe upgrade my web service, do some web design, or pay someone to do some web design. Um, and that takes me away from doing videos even more so. A lot of the time wasted is really not just shooting videos and doing the hobbies, but it's almost always in post production, doing the video editing, but also coming up with ideas and stuff. And it just takes time. Doing stuff on the back end, like doing my taxes at the end of the year, which is going to be coming up in another month. That's going to eat up a lot of my time away from YouTube to file my taxes. Some of it from my YouTube income from the ad revenue, right? Yeah, so I got to take care of that coming up soon, and all kinds of distractions. I don't want to go on too much on that. So, Heather, more comments from, I'm sorry, I got skipped on here. Brew and Kamado used market. Like a buy and sell kind of thing. Oh, well, that's interesting. I never even thought of that. I wonder if I could make money off of that. You know, take a small commission, like the house cut from every sale or something, right? Kind of like when you sell real estate. You know, you got the seller and the buyer, and anyway, or if you're in the casino and you're at the poker table, you know, you always get the house rake. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. So Heather Thiessen says, I have really enjoyed your videos and I've learned a lot. You seem very genuine and I appreciate that. Take care of yourself. Well, thank you very much, Heather. Certainly. Yeah, ditto, you too. And again, if you have any suggestions, I'm probably going to in the next week or so, probably put together an inbox, maybe a submission form somewhere, if I can figure out how to do it. And then I'm going to do probably another separate video announcement about the Bitchin' Breweries idea. I might rename it. I don't know. It just sounded kind of funny when I thought of it. So, and anyway, I probably should get going. It's about 9:15. I didn't have a whole lot to add to this channel here, guys, or to this discussion. I just want to give you an update as to why I was gone, have a chat with you all, see what you thought of some of my ideas for like non brewing. Well, I would say non brewing. It could be brewing related, but non beer drinking videos. Let's just say that. What was this here? Brewlab. That might be good. See you later. All right, guys. Well, you're all logging off. I'm going to go log off, and you all take care. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, and hope to get a video out soon, sooner than later at least. All right, you all take care. I'm going to log off and see you.